We finally arrived at the horseshoe bay of Puerto de Silla at the third attempt, having been discouraged by overcrowding 6 years ago and the savage got a freer storm last September. The weather was mostly calm and sunny, with just 2 days of wind and swell putting a small dampener on things. We spent 8 days here, walking in the beautiful countryside and visiting the old villages in the Soyer Valley. Today we're being tourists for the day and taking the tram up to Soyer. Date from 1913, and along with providing passenger transport, were also used for carrying citrus fruit grown in the valley down to the port and fish caught at sea up to the town. Now they serve as a tourist attraction and provide a pleasant way to experience the views between Soyer and Puerto de Silla. The Church of St. Bartholomew occupies the main Placa Constitucio and can be seen from all around the valley. The church building dates from the 13th century, with an early 20th century facade designed by Catalan architect Joan Rubio y Belver, a follower of Antoni Gaudí. We wandered the streets, enjoying window shopping in the artisan stores in the Centro Comercial. We planned to walk back to the port, so before setting off, fortified ourselves with empanadas, Spanish pies. The pastry was so crumbly and tasty. We're a little bit lost, but it's very pleasant wandering the streets. It didn't take long to find the route, and we set off along varied terrain of dirt, mule and concrete track. There are even stepping stones for those occasions when the rivers are raging. There was more ascent than we expected, made slightly easier by the steps cut into the cobbled mule tracks. The tracks used to be the main way for travelling between the farms and villages, but now they provide a huge network of hiking trails. Wow. We did appreciate the height rise once we saw the views opening out before us. The descent back to the port took us through olive groves. Mallorca certainly does grow some gnarly looking trees. A well-deserved pint for the end of the walk. The lighthouse walk starts by leading us around the south end of the bay, where we got a different view of the anchorage and saw this poor unfortunate victim of a storm. It's busier now than when we first arrived, but still not overcrowded. From the lighthouse, we got a great view into the bay. We met a donkey. Hello.
Everybody is giving us a nice blocking pattern, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, you could get a boat in front of us.
And came across more interestingly shaped olive trees. We're a little bit rolly today. There's a north-northeast wind, and although it's not that strong in the anchorage, it's much stronger outside and creating a swell that's rolling in. Someone is bravely leaving, but rather them than me, my stomach is roiling just watching them. We guess there's at least 1.5 meters swell out there. As we moved into the afternoon, the wind increased in the bay. There were 2 small boats on the beach earlier that were soon rescued, and another couple had to re-anchor. The storm's gone. We're left with a swell, but at least we're now turned to it, so we're pitching, which Emerald does much more comfortably than rolling. Hopefully it'll ease off even more into the night and we'll have a good night's sleep, which we didn't have last night. The anchorage is filled up quite a bit. It's surprising that boats have actually come in this. Wouldn't have fancied being out there today myself. The walk starts in Soyer and visits 3 villages called Binibassi, Biniarai and Fornaluts. The first part is easy going, along quiet roads with gorgeous views opening up before us. What a beautiful place to live. The villages are pretty with their caramel-coloured stone houses, but they were very quiet. We only saw a handful of people. Between Biniarai and Fornaluts, to avoid the main road, we chose a less direct route with a lot of up and so many switchbacks. But this guy made us smile. As we admired the view over an orchard, the chickens, geese and turkey there started running towards us. We only had jelly babies, so didn't share, as they're probably not good for chickens. We chose to walk all the way back to the port rather than return via Soyer and the Boss. The views were lovely again, but the heat and distance added on by a badly signposted section and a detour due to a private track meant we walked further than expected, and our weary legs were glad to be back. We ended up with some impressive tide marks around our ankles. We love Soyer and we're very grateful to have been able to visit during these strange times without the overcrowding. For more information on us and our travels, please visit www.yachtemerald.com. Thanks for watching.